In 2023, I learned something about Bitcoin every single day. Let's go. So rather than talking about every single thing that I learned, I want to boil it down to three main things that you need to know if you're deciding to invest in Bitcoin. Number one, get the right hardware wallet. I'm going to be doing a separate episode that goes into all the different hardware wallets that I'm going to be buying for the future, and no, I'm not going to show you how to set it up. Number two, speaking of step two, make sure your step two is subscribing to the channel. The halving cycle. Every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin that can be mined gets cut in half. So it used to be that 50 Bitcoin could get mined every time miners were doing their thing. After 4 years, it got down to 25, then 12.5, so on and so forth. The last thing is supply and demand. And it's more of a question that I'm going to leave you with, because I'm not going to try to sway you on whether you should buy Bitcoin or add it to your portfolio or whatever. Just know that I'm buying it personally. But let me ask you this. Considering that 11 different companies all created Bitcoin ETFs, and I'm assuming most of them want to have Bitcoin in their own possession, and they're going to let their clients buy the ETF so they can have exposure to Bitcoin by proxy. These companies, they have to buy Bitcoin. Who do they buy Bitcoin from? They buy it from miners. Every 4 years, it becomes more difficult to mine Bitcoin. So it becomes less profitable for miners to mine and sell it at the same price. So when the halving happens, which we talked about in step two, if it's becoming increasingly expensive for miners to mine and they're getting paid less Bitcoin, what do you think they're going to set the sell price at? BlackRock, Fidelity, ARK, all have to buy this scarce commodity. What has to happen to the price of Bitcoin for these big companies to get the very little Bitcoin that there is left? Let me know in the comments what's going to happen by the end of this year, and more importantly, by the end of next year. Watch the price. I've been at this wealth building game for almost 5 years now, and I've learned follow what the big money's doing. If BlackRock, Fidelity, ARK, they're all buying Bitcoin, maybe you should look into it. But that's gonna do it for this episode. Let me know your thoughts on Bitcoin in the comments below. Pay that like tax, share this with a friend, and until the next one, remember to smile because you are beautiful. Peace.
Can you characterize everything that the Fed has done this past week as essentially flooding the system with money?
Yes, exactly.
And there's no end to your ability to do that?
There's no end to our ability to do that. There's no end to our ability to do that.